We have all seen the famous paintings of Adi Shankaracharya, where he is sitting preaching his disciples on the river banks, or Ma Saraswati playing Veena in her two hands, Shakuntala from Mahabharata, and paintings of many Hindu gods from a history that dates back thousands of years from today. But ever wondered who made them, who painted them, who brought in front of us the images of our gods in the most realistic, the most humane way we can possibly imagine? Well, there's only one name and only one answer to this question, that is Raja Ravi Varma. Raja Ravi Varma wasn't just any artist, he was a pioneer. Before him, depictions of Hindu gods were often symbolic and stylized. But Ravi Varma, with his masterful use of realism and Western techniques, gave them a human form that resonated deeply with the Indian people. You see, before the 15 and the 1600s, there was no culture of using paintbrush to paint anything, meaning the famous paintings that we see were mostly from the 16 and the 1700s, and thus the paintings like Mona Lisa and other famous paintings that we see are only a thing from that era. But what about the images of our gods before that period? The answer is simple: the stone carvings in our temples, or wood sticks or stones, and many other ways were used to make the images of our gods. But after the 1600s, the paintbrush came to India, and the colors could be used to create masterful strokes and design some of the most wonderful images we adore even today. And when these techniques were imported from the Western world to India, the usage of paintbrush was taken by Indians in a beautiful manner. And Raja Ravi Varma is the greatest example of it. All the images that you see of our deities, of our gods, were mostly painted by him. Now, the question must arise: whatever he painted was very intricate and was very specific, was so specific that you could remember all the images of the gods that you have seen. So, now the question was, how did he do it, and how did he decide what to paint and how to paint it? Well, the answer lies in his lineage. Raja Ravi Varma was born into a royal family in Kerala in 1847. Varma was surrounded by art and culture from a young age. His family, the Kilimanur Kali temples, were patrons of the arts and deeply devoted to Hinduism. The upbringing instilled in him a profound respect for our faith and the rich culture that we were. Kerala itself is a land steeped in tradition, its unique artistic heritage, and its vibrant colors and intricate details likely left a lasting impression on the young Ravi Varma. His artistic journey began under the guidance of local painters who taught him traditional techniques. But Ravi Varma's artistic ambitions soared beyond the confines of his homeland. He craved a deeper understanding of Western art forms, which were gaining popularity in India during the British Raj. Ravi Varma's turning point encountered when he came to know the works of famous European painters like Titian, Rubens, and Rembrandt. He was captivated by their use of light and shadow, realism, and the portrayal of emotions. But unlike many who simply imitated Western styles, Ravi Verma sought to create a unique artistic voice of his own. He embarked on a mission to bridge the gap between the traditional Indian art he was familiar with and the captivating realism of the West. He meticulously studied human anatomy and drapery techniques, incorporating them into his portrayal of Hindu deities. That is where the magic happens. Ravi Verma didn't just paint gods and goddesses, he breathed life into them. He used real people as models, often selecting women from his community from Kerala who were known for their beauty and grace. This, this humanized portrayal of divine figures resonated with the masses. When we look at some of the most iconic works, like Ma Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity, is depicted in all her radiant glory, sitting on a lotus flower with gold coins cascading around her. Her serene expression and intricate jewelry evoke a sense of abundance and blessing. Then, Ma Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge and music, is portrayed playing the veena, a string instrument. Her flowing white attire and focused expression capture the essence of Western wisdom, creativity. Now comes the most important aspect. How did he decide what to paint and how to paint it? Well, the answer lies in our scriptures. He may not have read them on his own perfectly, but the tradition he was born into, it was nearly ingrained into him. He knew how and exactly how the gods were portrayed, how their hands and their eyes and their hair and what they wore and how they looked. Everything is very intricately mentioned in our scriptures. And that knowledge, those shlokas, and those beautiful lines and hymns that describe our gods were just simply brought into real life. Imagine what we do today. For example, we write a script for AI to create an image out of it, and that it does. And that is today. But imagine doing something like that 300 years ago, reading the scriptures beautifully written in Sanskrit and bringing the images of gods out of them through paintbrushes on a paper. It was magic. So remember, whenever you pray to the images, to the gods, thank Raja Ravi Varma once in a while because he was the person who brought in front of us these beautifully intricate images that we adore to the core. Thank you.